This is Bishop Carly Hughes of the Episcopal Diocese of Newark. Just over 6 months ago, we gathered as a diocese at New Jersey Performing Arts Center to ordain and consecrate me as the Bishop of Newark. It was a spectacular service, and not just because I was ordained as bishop, but it was spectacular because of the major outpouring of love that was experienced during that service. Love of God, love of the church, love of each other, love of all of God's people, and love of our diocese. It was extraordinary to see how many people shared their gifts, their talents, even their willingness to be put to work that morning. It was an incredibly love-filled and generous event. And there was a special moment, and I talk about that special moment with every congregation that I visit. There was a special moment where we prayed for the Holy Spirit to come. And most of us believe with all of our hearts that the Holy Spirit did come to us that day. Our prayer is that the Spirit would help make me become a bishop. But the presence of the Spirit has been so much more than about me and about how I serve with you in this diocese. Over these 6 months, I've had the great good pleasure of making official visitations with 21 congregations. I certainly have seen more congregations than that, but the official visit happens on Sunday, where I preach and celebrate, spend time talking with the congregation, and also spend in-depth time with the vestry. And one thing is clear, that the Spirit remains in our midst, guiding us into ministry at a time that has become complicated and complex for churches, where churches are wondering what's their place. How will we continue to do ministry? Is the ministry that we've been doing for so long the ministry we're meant to do right now? And what will ministry look like in the future? And as I spend time with you in your parishes, the thing that seems so clear is that the Holy Spirit has come to us and continues to come to us and is making us bolder and is making us courageous and is giving us the ability to ask questions and to step into new ministries. I think of all sorts of things from those visits, and I'll name a few. This is not naming all of them, but a few. But I think of churches that have reconfigured their liturgical space. You know, in the Episcopal world, to change the liturgical space is a massive change. But St. Albans in Franklin Lakes, Oakland, and Calvary and Summit have both changed their liturgical space in order to make room for very young children who need a place to worship within the context of regular worship. Not that they leave the room, but they stay right in the room. St. Luke's in Montclair has done the same thing, trying to figure out how do we be church to younger children in new and in more engaging ways that fit their size as they grow into their faith. I think of churches that are calling a new rector at a time where we're wondering, what is church going to look like? These churches have discerned that one thing that the church in the future, the church right now and the church in the future is going to need is good shepherds. People that can lead them in ministry, that can help them think more boldly about what their faith is to look like and how it is to be shaped. That is the Spirit working in us. I think about my visits at St. John's at Dover, in Christ Church in Teaneck, and the mayor of Dover and the school superintendent in Teaneck both talking to me about the fact that they could not imagine their cities without the Episcopal Church, because the Episcopal Church has so embraced the community and has been so generous to the community. That is the Holy Spirit hovering over us, helping us to make those relationships into the community and make bold new moves into ministry. The Holy Spirit is in this place, has been in this place for a long time, but certainly since our gathering 2,700 of us praying for the Spirit to come. Certainly since that gathering, we have been having a collective experience of the presence of the Spirit. And I am aware that there are probably people who hear these stories and wonder, how come I don't feel the Holy Spirit? How come I can't see the Holy Spirit? What is it that everybody else is seeing that I am not seeing? I want to invite you, if you're having that experience, to sit and talk with people in your church. Talk with your priest. Talk with your wardens. Talk with your vestry. Talk with the person sitting next to you in the pew. Or visit any of the Episcopal churches in our diocese and talk with the people that you come across and ask them how they see the Spirit. Sometimes we need the help of others to see what the Holy Spirit is doing among us. I have to say, in my first 6 months, this has probably been the best part of being here and being your bishop. It is watching how the Spirit is hovering over us, guiding us, giving us courage, making us bold, shaping us for the ministry right now and the ministry of the future. Holy Spirit, you are welcome in this place.